I would imagine one of the reasons for you becoming an actor is to be able to tell such relevant stories like the one we're seeing.
Yeah, you want to tell stories that people can identify with, and that people can see something of themselves in. And everybody here and everybody in the general public in the world has experienced loss and cancer, and the devastating effects of that. And if you can see a film or watch a bit of telly or a painting or a picture that makes you feel like you're not alone, that is a very special thing.
Did you read the book as well to get closer to Singed?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I read the book, and I met with Singe a lot. Singe was very present on set. To know Singe is to love him because he's so generous of spirit and so warm and giving and loving, and it was a great responsibility to him, to of course Kate's memory, and to his boys who are over there now. Look, they're still so young. You know, they're still so young, and they're little babies, and it happened to them when they were tiny. And if this can be part of keeping her memory alive, then that's really special.
You mentioned Singe's characteristics, so how much of those characteristics did you want to bring into your performance, or how much did you allow for your sort of creativity as well as your interpretation of it?
The most important thing I think with Singe was to get his essence, to get his warmth, to get his stoicism, his charisma. But also it's an evenly weighted balancing game of playing someone that's here, but also that the people outside of Clevedon and his circle have never met. So also it's fair game, because I'm never going to be able to look or sound exactly like him. You know, he's a bit older than me, and so you just want to get an essence of him, you know, and then be inventive with the rest of it.
And you had to capture the old West Country accent.
Yeah, I know, I did. Yeah, well, it's not bad because I'm from the south. I'm from London, so you know it's quite an easy thing to do. Really, it's quite, you know, it comes quite naturally to me.
When you read the script, tell us more about your initial thoughts.
Oh, well, I mean, I read the script and I just thought it was something special. I really did, and was very moved by it and by the fact that it's a true story, or based on a true story, and I was just deeply touched by it and extremely happy to be in it. I think the script itself is very nicely written, and the story just breaks your heart, really.
Do you find as well as an actor that there's a responsibility that comes with telling a story like this, which is something that affects all of us?
Yes, very much so, very much so. I was just saying to somebody else, the fact that as when you get to my sort of age, you do start to lose your friends and perhaps family members and things, and you just know the journey that they went on at the beginning when she was so ill. I've been in hospital with friends, you know, who have no hair, and you know they're probably not going to survive. So you bring all that to it, and to tell the story with such a warmth, such a heart behind it, and such an uplifting response is joyous. It was lovely. It was a lovely thing to do.
Show you as well the testament of the human spirit and just how strong and resilient we are when.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. No, I think it's amazing what she did, and the way that he coped. And I think that Rafe and Millie particularly brought a really lovely quality to it all. So, and it was wonderful working with Rafe for doing the bits after she died, because he's got a real lovely quality about him of strength and softness at the same time. So it was a joy.
For an actor, you're sensitive souls. I can't imagine that you didn't make this film and not take something away with you from it. What was it that you did?
Definitely. I was just saying again that when we went to Clevedon to do the filming down there, when we filmed the funeral, probably somebody else has already said this, but when we filmed the funeral, a lot of the people who were at the funeral came to the church again, and that was a very, very uplifting and touching moment.
Now, Singe, you wrote the book. This is based on your life experience. So when you were approached, I take it, to have this book adapted, what were your first thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts were I was going to do Kate proud, obviously. I was going to do my best to take every opportunity. We always lived a life on the edge, if you like, you know, and Kate would have been so proud. of what we've achieved. I still can't believe that this much fuss has been made over a relationship. It's crazy, it really is. And I think after that, I did it for the boys, really. I mean, honestly, I never thought it was going to get this big. All I wanted was something tangible that the boys could hold on to, because they didn't have the history that I had with her, and to know how cool their mum was. And what can I say? I can't say any more than that.
And when it comes to writing, when you wrote the book originally, was there a kind of catharsis in that for you as well?
Absolutely, great therapy, and I realised that how strong and how powerful the list became. It was Kate's personality, it was Kate's wishes for my future, and also for our future as a family. She wanted me to find somebody else, and that takes a lot of courage to say that. You know, it was, for me, it was just the one that blew me away, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's very hard doing it, but sometimes you just have to stand up, you know, stand up for cancer and stand up for life and do the best you can. And life is too short, and if you can make the opportunities happen and you make the most of life, everybody deserves a happy ending.
And you talk about stand-up for cancer. Do you think as well films and books that write about people's true experiences can help raise awareness literally raise awareness?
Yeah, certainly in this country we always try and hide the fact that we're always like very cagey about it. This film really gives you the warts and all. It will make you open your eyes to how life can change at a blink of an eye. And I think for us, especially as a small family, you know, it was bad when we thought we were going to lose the boys, which we nearly did, and then all of a sudden to lose their mum, which was, you know, we'd really got battered, and I was the only person that could do anything about that, and I wanted for me to, and the boys, to stand up and say, look, we're going to be counted here, and if we can help anybody around the planet with our experiences, then we will.
This story is very sort of personal to you because you knew Singe and Kate, didn't you?
It is a very personal story to me. I live in the town that this happened, Clevedon in North Somerset. My kids, my boys, Tom and Joe, they go to the same school as Reef and Finn. I knew Kate in the last year of her life. I witnessed the list become this news phenomenon initially, and then the book. And at the point when the book was being announced, Singe came up to me and said, there's loads of film people now talking. I said, I bet there is. It's that kind of story. He said, why don't you do it? And I actually said, you know what? One, I think I'm too close, really. And the other is movies could mess this up. I said, what I will do is I'll stand by you and I'll look at their proposals and I'll help you, Singe, define the lines, draw the lines in the sand where actually you keep some memories secret, you never mention them. We don't want to delve into Reef's illness. It's not the job of the film. So while he was writing the book with Rachel, the ghostwriter, I was kind of sitting working on these rules every so often, thinking they were for Singe and then realising they're for me. And actually they helped me define how I could do it and honour Kate, and that was my big thing. I mean, Singe's book is beautiful, but it's very much from his point of view. It has to be. The film would have to follow Kate home, and that was the biggest responsibility. And again, that's a personal investment of mine. I wanted people to feel like they got to know Kate from this 100-minute movie and to love her and love what she did, which was so profound, because it's not a bucket list. That's the thing. Her list is not a bucket list. When he asked her in the last 3 months of her life, I don't know how I'm going to do this without you. She knew he could if he was given permission, and her list is giving him permission. It's giving him instructions. It started out as a very simple set of instructions. It moved into memories, because I think at a certain point, and this is where I started to from a storytelling perspective, this is where I started to get my take on it, which I knew would work. This is her realising during the writing of a list, which is done over a period of 3 months, that we have longevity in our lives, hopefully, and people will know us and get to remember us and being with us. She didn't have that privilege. So how does she put herself out there for her kids and her family? So what started as a series of instructions moved into a series of memories and then into a series of thoughts for what she wanted. It was like a manifesto for her. It was like a memorial that she was creating for herself. The strength to be able to do that over a 3-month period when you're getting sicker and sicker and sicker, when you know that this journey that he will go on will not involve you, but you're going to give him the tools. She gave him the tools to move on. In that love story, in that romance, there's the film, and that's what I was so privileged to have people who supported that vision. Nick Hampson, the producer, supported it. Rafe Spall and Millie Fox, who came along and just, the crew, everyone, they understood what the film was really about, which is love. To be honest, when I watch it now, it occurred to me about a week ago, there's a running motif, which I wasn't even aware of, hugs. There's constant hugging. I hadn't realised how much hugging. Mother with boys, father with the boys. And it's like, it's the whole movie, the intention was the big beats that you get in movies, the big action beats of an action film or the horror beats. In here, they're small, tiny emotional moments, but they serve as those big beats. And hugging, and the family and the love that a family has within itself was the glue that sticks this together. It was so inspiring, and I knew that's the film. That's the film I wanted to tell.
This is a big night.
I was going to say.
I don't know if I'm excited, but also apprehensive. I've got to make a speech, so that's what I'm sort of thinking about.
You're kind of a mile in front.
Yeah, but no,
No pressure.
it's been a long journey, you know, to get to this stage. But yeah, we've got an amazing amount of publicity behind the film. What more can you do with an independent film? You know, we're going out to 125 cinemas, which has not been easy, I can tell you.
I can imagine.
Particularly with all the big films coming out, Fantastic Beasts, etc. So yeah, we're pleased.
And what was it? I can understand why the story resonated with you, but was there something in particular when you read it that made you want to?
Well, I mean, what happened is Neil Johnson, the director, him and I were working on another project, and basically he asked me, was I interested in producing a project with him, a true story from his family. It's the same area in Clevedon, because Neil's children went to school at the same. And so he knew Kate and Singe. So he was looking for somebody who would really be sensitive with the story and would keep it true. And I met Singe, and it's difficult not to have a tear as a dad in your eye. And I think I just wanted to do it, you know, before the book came out. So then we got the money together and buy the rights, and the whole process we're 4 years on.
So you're an executive producer on the film. How did you first become attached to the project?
Meeting this man to my left, obviously, and he told me his story. And I had lost my wife 2 years beforehand under the same type of circumstances, and we just connected. And I was saying, I work in LA with the celebrities and I do these workshops, and I said, would you be interested in doing a Mum's List Legacy workshop and creating money for charity and good causes? And we went and we spoke about it, and so we've put the Mum's List Legacy together as a backup to the movie later on, and our hope is to take many children off the streets around the world and help cancer charities. And my own charity, SQ Foundation, has taken about 35,000 children off the streets so far around the world, and that's how we met. So excited, talking about people upstairs running the show, so much fun. It is so much fun when you surrender.
And did you have any trepidation, because it's such a sensitive subject, you've both been through such a lot, so to have to, and you can't make a film in a couple of months, so to have put that investment and that emotional investment in, was that a difficult decision to make?
I think it was more for Singe, because Mum's List is about his wife. The legacy part, if you like, would be about my wife Linda, and so between us, we rested on each other, spoke to each other, healed each other. And so the emotional content came from imagining and dreaming that tonight would happen. And now it's a reality.
Were you very specific as well, that because it's something that's so very true and what's happened to both of you, and for many other people, but this story is told in the most truthful way possible?
Well, I think that was the most important part here, because, as a psychotherapist, I was explaining, if you bring people to this movie, you want to give them the truth, and you want them to understand that life is worth fighting for, that when we're told you can't do something, that's the time to go, really, watch this space. And isn't that what Kate did? She literally went, under all my trauma, I'm going to be a woman who's powerful enough to put a list together on what I want you to do with our children. Well,
you have written, I believe, the entitled track?
Yes, it's called Grow. Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
I wrote it about a year ago. It was one of the first ever songs that I released as an artist. And I've always kind of wanted it to be involved in a film or something. That's kind of my dream with any song, I think, or to write a song specifically for a film, which actually another one of my songs is in this, and it's been sung by a wonderful girl called Lauren Aquilina. But with this song, I think it's an absolute dream come true, really, for it to be in a film. It's amazing.
Because I obviously haven't heard the song yet, but is the context of the song different to the theme of the film? So when you wrote it, was it with something of this nature?
It was, in the sense that it was very much about love, and it was about someone really close to me, who I was supporting at the time. So I think, yes, actually, it was a similar theme, which is really lovely that it's now being able to translate into this amazing film.
And how do you feel about films being able to raise awareness for like cancer research and important themes like that?
I think it's amazing. I think it's really important. I think films are obviously they're entertainment, and we can go and laugh at the cinema, but I think when a film can manage to move so many people, as I'm sure this one will do, and in actually quite a humorous way in places in this film. Like, I've seen a couple of scenes and some bits make you laugh and you go, oh my god, I'm laughing, but it's just so uplifting, and how they've made the characters clearly so true to Sinj and his wife. It's lovely.